Hello, beautiful creative people. This is Kyla Givehand of Giving Hands Creative, and I'm coming to you today for Book in a Day 18. Wow, so close to 20, which means I'm close to 25, which means I'm almost halfway there. Today is Sunday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Wait. My camera's kind of weird today, so I'm weird. All right, there we go. 2:31 in the afternoon on Sunday, May 5th. Happy Cinco de Mayo to all of you who are celebrating it. By the time you see this, it'll probably be no longer the 5th. So it's been a crazy week, which is why I'm here on a Sunday doing Book in a Day. And because of that, it's another week where I feel like I need to keep it kind of simple, so I'm going to do something fairly simple. I have been working on a variety of things, and so a couple things have come up this month. So April was National Poetry Writing Month, and I started the month out doing a poem a day, and it just became a little much with all the other stuff I was doing, so I think I might have done 10 or 11, so 10 or 11 days in a row. And then I really was just like, okay, I'm not keeping up, I can't do it. I was writing poems, and then I just didn't have time to get them up, and all of it was just a little much. So I was thinking about that yesterday in a workshop. I gave a live workshop yesterday with some amazing and wonderfully creative women of all ages. I think the youngest person in the room was 11, and the oldest person in the room was maybe 68. And so it was just an amazing experience. We talked about the things that make us feel powerful, and the things that just as women that we, who we surround ourselves with, and what kind of ways we give back to the world. And it was amazing and phenomenal. And then, of course, we made art. We made books. They each made 3 books. We walked through the process of making the books, and we talked and chatted and shared our stories and talked about the things we like to do, and we made art together, and it was amazing. The kind of fellowship that can happen around art, which is kind of like the thing that is so powerful for me as a mixed media book artist. So I was really excited. It's my first time doing a live book art workshop in the Bay Area. So just being able to do it here at home around people that I could potentially be in community with beyond the workshop was just phenomenal and so inspiring. One of the things that came up for me yesterday when we were doing, I had several different free writing moments throughout the day for folks to just ponder and think. And one of the things that came up for me during that just came up for me individually, was that I really had felt, I think I was putting a lot of pressure on myself in April, and probably about the 18th or 19th of April, I started feeling really like down on myself about the fact that I hadn't finished and done a poem every day. So one of the things that I realized is that the one a day was my own personal sort of parameter, and lots of folks were doing it. It wasn't just me. Lots of people were out there doing it, and I think so. Anyway, the short version is I started feeling failure. Like I started to allow failure to creep in as a sort of I don't know, overarching thing that I was feeling. So after free writing about it and thinking about it, what I realized is there really isn't failure, right? It's just, okay, there's going to be another poetry month in April next year. And do I want to do a poem a day? Do I want to just say I'm writing 30 poems this year and or this month, and here's how? So it really made me stop and say, okay, it's not about failure. It's about I took a chance. I did something that I thought was a little bit of a risk, and it turned out that I didn't get to complete it, but by no means am I a failure, because what I realized is I do have about 12 poems that I wrote throughout the month. I think 10 of them are up on my blog. And so what I'm going to do today, between the artwork that I've been making and the the artwork I've been making and the poems I was writing, one of the things I decided to do is I went last week. I went to a copy shop with my husband. He was making copies for some other for a workshop that he was giving, and I realized that I had done this artwork that I was just in love with. So I took some of my scanned images, and I'm trying to find the originals. The originals have already been bound in this book, but I'm looking for the actual ones that I ended up copying, because I just want you to see what I did. So I scanned my images into my computer using my scanner, and sorry, I'm flipping through because I'm trying to actually find originals. Okay, so here's one original. That's a full spread. So this this page was scanned in before I put it into the book. It was scanned in, and I ended up getting, well, this is, it's not the exact same one. I wanted you to see the exact one that I scanned in, but I'm not finding it. Let me look. I have some others that it might be in a different stash, which, you know, that happens with me. Okay, here it is. So I haven't put it into a book yet, but here's the original version of the artwork, and then I made I scanned it into my computer, and when my husband was at the copy shop, I was like, oh, they make color copies. I should just see what one of my images. I had my flash drive with me, and this is the same. So I don't know if you can see both of them at the same time. So it looks like they're on opposite sides because I rotated the image. I had the guy at the copy shop rotate the image, because what I wanted was to take this and turn it into the cover of a book, and I wanted the heart to be on this side in order to do that. So that's what I did. I made 2 copies of 3 different pieces, and I turned it into, I mean, right now it's just a blank book because this was my sample, just to see what it was going to look like and if I was going to like it. And I actually love it. So that was just a little blank book that I made using my artwork on the cover. So today what I'm going to do is combine that. I'm going to combine these color printed versions of my artwork as covers for a book that includes the poems I wrote for April. So it'll be like a little mini chapbook, is what I'm thinking. And then I'll probably just put some sort of title on the front here. I haven't decided about that yet, but that is my plan for the day. And I think that'll be fairly quickly because I'm just going to print out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to print the poems on this paper, this Canson parchment paper. I'm a huge fan of Canson. I think we have all kind of figured that out, right? So on the Canson paper, I'm going to print the poems, and then they will get folded and put inside, or the cover will get wrapped around it, and then I'll do a pamphlet stitch on that. And I realized too that I hadn't made any sort of just simple pamphlet stitch, so I wanted to do that. So all of it kind of worked out. The one thing I do have to do though, these pages are bigger than my book cover, because when this printed out, I had to cut it down some. So I'm going to cut these pages and then print my poems out on them, fold, and get them all bound together as one thing. And I think I'm going to do multiple. So I think I'm going to do one using each piece of the artwork that I have here. So there'll be 3 copies of the same book. All right, so I look forward to seeing you on the other side at the end of this. Okay, be back. All right, I am back. It took me a little while to get the pages formatted and printed, so it's now 4:30, but I'm I'm almost done, so that's a great thing. I'm excited about that. So I went through various stages of this, putting the poems on the page and I don't know, formatting and trying to get them all in the right place. I did several versions of that. Then I finally got it printed exactly the way I wanted and everything laid out the way I wanted it. So that's like my sample. Now I have it actually on the pages that I want it to be on for the book, but the pages are still really big. So I'm going to do some measuring and cutting, and then I'll come back and fold the books and sew them together, and I will be done. I was thinking about this as they were printing. I'm either going to use a really, really thin black thread, or I'm going to use dental floss. I haven't quite decided yet, but I'll decide by the time I get to that point. So next step is trimming the pages. Okay. Isn't it great? Isn't it great? It's 5:24. You know, I don't know if I'm holding that the right way, actually. 5:24 in the afternoon on Sunday, and the book is done. I guess all in all, it took me a few hours. I played around a little bit with ideas for a title, and I went ahead and did Reframing Failure by me, Kyla Givehand. Just right there in the heart of it. And I'm actually turning this both ways because, like I said, my camera is doing something weird, and I don't know if it's showing me if what I'm looking at is what you'll see or what. Yeah, anyway, so I'm doing it both ways. I feel crazy today. Ah! Okay, so the book is done. Yay. Book 18, a book of poems by me. So these are the poems from the 30 days book in a National Poetry Writing Month, which I did not complete, but I love it as a chapbook, all on its own beauty. So yeah, this is great. I'm actually going to be doing a short workshop soon, live workshop here in the Oakland Bay area, on chapbooks for poets, just helping folks figure out how to get their chapbooks ordered, how to get their poems ordered, how to make their own chapbooks, showing 3 different ways to make your own, talking about setup and layout and all of that. So I did round the corners. I think you've heard me say before that I'm a fan of rounded corners. So I went ahead and did that with my handy corner rounder. I think it's by Fiskars, is the company that makes this little amazing gadget. And that's it. Yeah, took my artwork, made it into a cover, and printed out the poems on parchment paper, and the book is done. And I'm not up until 5 or 6 in the morning. It is still daylight outside, actually. And I even went to the farmer's market today and went for a walk, all of that before making the book. So I was trying to get in the right frame of mind for booking a day. So, all right, I hope you have enjoyed watching me make this book. And I did decide to go with the dental floss as my, again, I'm going to show it both ways because I don't know which way is right. Dental floss, and it's waxed, and I just use that. It actually surprisingly holds really well. The better quality brands of floss hold better, obviously, but this book I don't suspect will be handled by many people. So yeah, book in a day is done. And I did go ahead and put together one other one. I haven't put the title or anything on it yet, or rounded the corners, but it's all together, just waiting. So I'm going to do that later, maybe while I'm hanging out with the family or something. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you are subscribing to the channel, or that you have subscribed to the channel. I hope that you'll find me over at the givinghands.ning.com site, or on my blog, or my website, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, lots of places to find me and hang out. So I look forward to seeing you there, and hopefully one day making art in person with you. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll catch up with you next week for book 19. Thanks so much. Have a great day.